Namaste, welcome to everyone. Jai Shri Ram, Vande Mataram. So, as you have got to know from the intro and the thumbnail itself, that today we are going to talk about, actually read a book. Read a book. The book name is this Ramayana, The Footprints in Southeast Asian Cultures and Heritage. Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Vietnam. The author of the book that we are going to read today is Anita Bose. So let me just give you an intro to Anita Bose. So before we actually go ahead and do a lot of things, do let us know, how many people you know about Ramayana, the epic, the Indian epic, and the way it is celebrated outside India. So do let us know. And in the meanwhile, I am going to go ahead and share the profile of the author. She's an accomplished author, artist, and a researcher. Wrote a lot of books, articles. So we are going to just go through what she has done till now, so the audience can actually understand who the author is. So if you can see, let me check. Yeah, fine. So this is Mrs. Anita Bose. She lives in Thailand. She is pursuing her PhD from Thailand, Bangkok. So she is a researcher. So she has dedicated herself to study of Indian culture, art, heritage, and other influences in Indian society as well as Southeast Asia. So her primary work is based out of Southeast Asia, especially Thailand, where she has traveled to a lot of South Asian countries. So so we're going to read this book, specific book. Sanita's second bilingual book, Ramayana, Footprints in Southeast Asian Cultures and Heritage, covering Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, and other countries, was published in 2019. This book showcases her extensive research on the enduring influence of Ramayana in contemporary Southeast Asian life. In recognition of her scholarly contribution, she was awarded by Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. The book, new edition, published in 2022, includes enriched content with additional research on Vietnam. So, apart from that, she has wrote a Thai language book on Swami Vivekananda, it was published in 2015. There's one more very interesting thing. How many people have heard about this Global Encyclopedia of Ramayana Curtain Raiser, Volume 1, published by the Ayodhyay Research Institute, Uttar Pradesh Ministry of Culture? Do let us know, because I did not know about this existed. So if you have heard of this, so do let us know. Okay, so let me actually go and show you something. So while we were talking about this specific aspect, Global Encyclopedia of Ramayana Curtain Raiser. So this is a special book, actually, a kind of a volume which was published. So fine, so not an issue. I'm just going to go now. The thing is how you're going to get hold of the book. So this book is available in multiple platforms. So let me just share you the Amazon link. So this book is available in Amazon, as you can see here. So this book is a bilingual book. So this book is available in English as well as in Bengali. So let me show you the Bengali version. So this is the Bengali version of the book. So this is available in Bengali as well as in English. So today we are going to read the English version, but we are also going to read the Bengali version in our coming live stream. So anybody has any questions before we read, do let me know. And I am going to now show you the Encyclopedia of Ramayana, which I was just talking about. Yeah, let me share this page. Audience, do let me know if the text is visible or not, because it's a very big text. Yeah, Boishalidi. Okay, so I was talking about this special project undertaken by the UP government under the leadership of Yogi Adityanath, and they had created something called the Global Encyclopedia of Ramayana, the Curtain Raiser, Volume 1. So this is a freely available PDF, but what we see is there is a volume available of books on Sanskrit on Ramayana, but that is also available in Amazon. But we are going to go through this special document, which was I was not did not know it existed, but as I found it, so I thought let's share this with all the audience who are there with us. So I am going to increase the font size so that everybody can see it. Just so, Chief Patron, Sri Yogi Adityanath, Mr. Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. So actually, he had taken this task of actually creating this encyclopedia of Ramayana. So as we all know that we are approaching the 1 year anniversary of Ram Janmabhoomi Pratishtha, which happened on 21st of January. So to celebrate this auspicious month, we are going to read Ramayana in Bangla, in Hindi, in English, and if possibly also in other languages, including Kannada and Tamil. But primarily, we are going to read Ramayana in Bangla and Hindi as well, and also we will be also reading a lot of books related to Ramayana. So Ramayan tales, Ramayan travel stories. So there are a lot of books which are there with me. So we'll be reading this. So I just wanted to share this special document that I found. So I'll share the link to you as well, so people also can get it. So this is a PDF of 179 pages, where it actually encompasses the encyclopedia which was built by the UP government. So there is a glimpses of it. If you can see, this is a postal stamp and envelope release on the Global Encyclopedia of Ramayana. This is August 5th, 2020, Uttar Pradesh. And this book, it's a volume containing about 20 books which are there. So it documents the Ramayana, the presence of Ramayana in the culture of Southeast Asian nations, including Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, and other countries, Vietnam. So it's a really valuable resource which is spent to actually create this encyclopedia. So I would request everybody who are interested in Ramayana and its historical, cultural significance, do read this PDF. It's very interesting, very informative, and quite a lot of work is going on with this. So now we'll go back to our reading. If audience has any, okay, very good, fine. So and also we will be having the guests actually come in and join us. So I'm going to paste the link as well. So if anybody guest wants to come and join with us, do join. I have pinned the link. And now we are going to read the book. So before reading any book, if anybody has any requests, anything, do let me know. We'll try to facilitate as much as possible. So the reading starts. Let me just share the screen. Okay, so this is the first page. This is the cover. So we're going to read from here. So this is Ayodhya Research Institute, Department of Culture, Government of UP, India. So this actually book was actually endorsed, and it was helped by the institute actually get this published. So I think we are grateful to the UP government for doing this excellent job and helping us actually get the book hold of it. Ramayana is one of the oldest scriptures of the world, which has for thousands of years influenced art, culture, literature of India and the world. Although the impact of Ramayana can be found in numerous places around the globe, its presence is rather overwhelmingly evident in the Southeast Asian nations, where it has seamlessly settled into their daily lives in the form of practices, rituals, various forms of art. Researchers and experts from distant domains have written detailed books and published extensive articles on Ramayana from their point of view, while literary experts have explored the influence of this priceless Indian epic on different literary works of the world and have analyzed the similarities and differences its indigenous renditions when compared to the original Valmiki version. The theatrical experts have focused on the distinct forms that the dramatic portrayal of Ramayana takes up in different nations and have compared it with India's Ram Leelas and the Western ballet. On the other hand, art and music experts have published numerous books, articles, and papers detailing with the different paintings, masks. So we are going to actually, I have the pictures. The book does have the pictures. So let me actually show you the pictures. So it's going to be very interesting for people. So I would recommend everybody to actually go ahead and buy this book because I would not like to actually see the book on PDF. I want to actually see the pictures here. So let me just. So if you can see here, here are the pictures. So there are pictures, color pictures of Ramayana being performed in Philippines. We're going to read the Philippines chapter as well. So it's really a great book. So probably an item to be collected for future generations. So I would request people to go ahead and buy it. Let me go ahead to reading. Okay. On the other hand, art and music experts have published numerous books, articles, and papers detailing the different paintings, masks, puppets, and other elements associated with Ramayana. Thus, it can be said that the world is full of books on the peerless epic. What separates the work of the author, Anita Bose? What separates the work of the author, Anita Bose, is that her work deals with the influence of Ramayana on the Asian nations in such a way that captures the wholesome impact of this ancient Indian epic on multiple aspects, ranging from the daily lives of the inhabitants to their popular literary works, prevalent cultures and festivals, in a rather comprehensive and lucid manner, unlike any other previous work. I have been working on Ramayana related literature for over 20 years now. Although I have had the privilege of reading many remarkable texts on on this sacred literary jewel, I have never come across one which captures the different facets of Ramayana in a single piece of work as comprehensively as Anita Bose book does. It is with great tenacity and the effort that she has given shape to this book, which portrays the impact of Ramayana in Southeast Asian nations with personal touch while maintaining the highest literary standards. If possible, I would be glad to see her work being prescribed in university level courses in the near future. The author has presented the migration of Ramayan culture to India's overseas neighbors in a beautiful manner. The work is extremely important because of the historical relevance it exudes. Along with the Kalinga Empire of Odisha, Chola dynasty of Tamil Nadu was equally influential in Southeast Asia, that the author has explained with great finesse each intricate detail that pertains to the influence of Chola and Kalinga empires and their cultures on the various Southeast Southeast Asian nations' traditions, Southeast Asian renditions of Ramayana, as well as ballets, paintings, and masks, while comprehensively dealing with the overall impact of their literary works, practices of daily lives, and numerous rituals and festivals. It is a testament to her work's brilliance. Moreover, her book not only takes into consideration the impact of Ramayana culture on popular and bigger nations, but also on smaller relatively unknown regions, which is credible. The way in which each nation kingdoms have traveled to the surprisingly evident yet unknown presence of influence in popular practices such as dance, drama, music, presented with great creativity and delicacy. I loved Mrs. Anita Bose for her brilliant work in this domain. So this is Dr. Yogendra Pratap Singh, director of Ayodhyay Institute. So this shows the kind of effort and the brilliance she has put in. So yeah, okay. So one more thing. Do let me know if the audience wants to actually go to the directly to the book. Okay, need a microscope. Okay. Uh, yes, you need. Yeah, I will actually zoom it out. Not a problem. So okay. So do you want to read the author's perspective on the this book, or you want to go directly to the chapter on Philippines? So do let me know whichever you want to have. So we have limited time, so that's what. Yeah, Nandi, you have anything to say?
Namaskar, Dada. A very interesting book,
Namaskar.
I should say. Uh, Considering the impact the Ramayana, the book, had across the whole of India, the East Asia, and all of the subcontinent, and outside, and more, and even the Caribbean islands, have the Ramayana has reached through the indentured laborers. So the
Hmm.
impact of Ramayana is worldwide, and there is a specific this book that has so much research into it that I'm
Hmm.
really wondering why this book does not get a mainstream recognition that it deserves.
Yeah, so that's what we are trying to do. Actually, we are trying to actually get the book to more
Hmm.
people know about the book. So there are a lot of
Hmm.
Ramayana literature which is there, and that is not being actually people don't know about it because lack of publicity. Don't know what is the case, but we do not see a lot of literature, a lot of books like this are being mainstreamly talked about, available in many ways. So it is our sincere effort to publicize books like this, which have taken a lot of research into this, and see how we can help this book to get a better audience in many facets, the way we see things around.
Hmm. That's a good effort, Dada. We need more of such books in the present times that to negate all the negative effects that has been put around the narratives, to negate all the
Yes,
positive effects of Hindu sociology.
yes. So let me just actually check. Okay, Abhay has come. Yeah, Abhay, you have come. Do you want to speak before we start reading the book? Abhay?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Abhay.
Hi, Dada.
Yes.
Namaskar. Jai Shri
Namaskar.
Ram Jai.
Namaskar. Yes.
So,
So this is auspicious month is for us. So we are celebrating. So we have actually changed our background. Everything is now Bhagwa.
yeah, it looks beautiful. And I think we should promote our aesthetics too. And your channel is doing a great job at that as well.
Yeah. Thank you. You have
So,
something to
yeah,
say before we start today because it's an interesting chapter. So actually we are going to the background because the audience might not know a lot about the author or the book or the content. So the background and context is important for the main part to be actually more relevant to everybody. So you have anything to say? Anything
yeah,
you
I
want to
mean,
share?
Ramayana,
Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead. Go
as
ahead.
far as Ramayana is concerned, though, honestly speaking, I'm not read the texts. Uh, it's so embedded in our social values.
You are break.
Can you hear me?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I
It's
can hear
so
you. Go ahead.
embedded in our social values in our day-to-day life.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So it's. I was saying that even though I have not read Ramayana firsthand, but it's so embedded in our social values, family values, everything that we do, following the dharma, everything that it's very close to our hearts. Whenever we hear a simple story from Ramayana, it touches our soul, and this is something that the world should know in different languages. Maybe we should write books on Ramayana on their context. What can they do to improve their lives? I mean, it's a really touchy topic. It's a really heart touching topic. Ramayana. Speaking
Yes.
Ramayana, I think as far as Ramcharit Manas was concerned, some Britisher or someone had said that it's like the Bible in northern part of India. Though we should not take validation from the Bible, but I'm just saying what it meant or how the foreigners saw the what kind of in what way the foreigners saw the importance of Ramayana among Indians or
Yes, yes, yeah. Your voice is breaking, but yes. See, what we're trying to discover is a lot is
among
known.
people who believed in
Abhay, you are actually breaking.
I think you should continue, Dada. Uh,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, let
I will
me.
you should continue.
Mhm. Yeah, let me go ahead and start reading the book. So I was talking about the book. So the book has a lot of great pictures, color pictures. So the book actually details the Ramayana, which is plays a very important role in the art, culture, theater, music, even movies. So here we see in Thailand. Yeah, Nandi,
That's a great picture. If you can zoom it a little bit, our
yeah,
audience would be able to see it better.
I am going to do it. Just hold on. I am trying to zoom, but I think it is saying no.
It's
You
on your
you
right
should
side.
not do it.
The scroll button is on your right bottom.
No, no.
No,
Actually,
the
I
scroll.
have done that. No, no, no. It is there. It is there. It is there. I here actually I have zoomed it. Okay. The zoom is already there, but unfortunately, it is not giving me the option. Mm, Let me see. Hold on. Is it too small?
Yes, very small. We can only read Thailand, nothing else.
Okay, understood. Unfortunately,
maybe
The
open with
viewer is,
another software.
let me see. Let me see if
Yeah.
I can
Till
open
then, we will
another
take some
software.
questions and interact with our audience.
Yeah, let
So,
me
yeah.
see. I don't know because Zoom was working fine previously, so not sure what happened today.
Mhm.
So
Sanatan Shashwat is saying Jai Shri Ram. Okay. Hinducha Didi is also here.
okay, the Zoom seems to be working now. Let me just.
Okay. So here the link is in our description. If you want to buy the book and look at them, you can buy the book from here, or you can buy a Kindle version on Amazon if you prefer digital
Yeah,
books,
it's
because
very
physical book
important.
is not available on Amazon.
Okay, now the painting should be visible. Let me just do that thing. Hopefully the scroll and zoom will work now.
Mhm.
Okay, now just see. Is it better now?
Yes, far better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the Ramayana painting, which is there in Thailand. So this is Hanuman. Okay. So this is a painting, a special depiction of Ramayana painting from the walls of Grand Palace. This depicts how Hanuman helps the ape army, the Hanuman army, to cross the sea. A new style of depiction, different from Indian style, personal collection. So I would again recommend everybody, if you can, buy this physical book, because you will have this picture with you. And personally, when I read this book, I think reading the book with the physical book in your hand is the best experience you can have. So I would recommend everybody to go and buy the physical book. But if you cannot buy the physical book, go ahead and get the Kindle version as well. Stone sculpture of 10th century carved in Khmer. Khmer is Cambodia. Okay. A Khmer style. It depicts the story of Ram and Lakshman being tied by snake and is preserved in the Phimai National Museum. It's also a personal collection. This I can. Okay. Is it visible? Let me just know. Another Naga Pasa sculpture preserved in Bangkok National Museum. So again, this also depicts the story of Ramayana. Ramkin. So Ramkin is the Thai version of Ramayana. So there in Thailand, it's called Ramkin. Ramkin inscribed on the wooden locker. So if you can see when we were reading the preface by Mr. From the Ayodhyay Institute, Mr. Prasad, uh, that Ramayana as a epic has so much evoked emotion that now, like, it is part of their daily lives, as it mentioned. So this Ramkin inscribed in the wooden locker. So corn sculpture of the eggshell. So in the eggshell also you see the depiction of Ramayana and these stories. Okay, it's again playing up. I don't know what happened.
दादा राइट कॉर्नर में है ना वो परसेंटेज, वो चेंज करके देखो ना.
अरे नहीं नहीं,
Dada,
वो हो गया,
I have a
वो हो गया, हो
suggestion
गया.
for you.
Go ahead, tell me.
So there is a scroll button on your right corner, not the zoom button. Next to it, there's a zoom.
No,
Just
that
scroll it to the right.
the software is actually playing up, so it sometimes it works, sometimes
Okay.
doesn't work. So
Hold control
that is
and
the.
zoom in.
No, Zoom to hai. Zoom was there, na? Okay, Zoom was
Mhm.
not there. So you
Okay,
should tell
okay.
me that Zoom is not there. Sorry.
Zoom is not there. Okay.
Because I am reading on a very big screen, so but you guys would not be using your phone. So do let me know, because sometimes I'll forget that you guys are on mobile. So this is Ramkin. Ramkin is the Thailand version of Ramayana. It's called there. So as I was speaking, that Ramayana as a epic, a timeless epic, is part of their daily life. So a wooden locker also has the story of Ramayana inscribed in it. So this eggshell also has Ramayana. The stories are engraved in it. So egg is in also in our culture as well, in Hindu culture. So egg is a symbol of the cosmic, the universe itself. And this is the Nagappattinam sculpture. This is in Bangkok Museum. Okay. So now let me do one more thing.
Uh,
Yes.
I think I think the and there means egg. Uh, the egg of the
Mm-hmm,
Brahm,
mm-hmm,
something like that.
mm-hmm.
The concept is something like that.
Yeah, see, egg is a kind of a what we call universal energy. Actually, sometimes it represents also the universe itself. Okay, I am showing one more. Do let me know if it's visible to you. Are you able to see the puppet collection of Juan Lacon?
zoom करो ना.
Sorry, no. Hold on. This Microsoft is acting up, so let me just try to tackle this. Yeah, yeah, I got it now. It was getting hung actually. Yeah. Now, let me know if you can see it. Is it visible?
चेंज नहीं है उसमें.
हाँ,
अभी
yes,
zoom
yes.
नहीं हुआ.
Zoom हो गया है. I think it will
अभी
come
zoom
to
नहीं
you.
हुआ है.
Zoom नहीं हुआ है. यहाँ तो मैंने
हम्म.
पूरा zoom किया हुआ है. मैं एक
देख
बार
के तो
let me do a reshare. Hold on. Let me do a reshare.
कोई ब्राउजर
I
में खोल
think
लो ना.
the image is
उसमें खुल
opened in
जाएगा.
another tab.
Yeah. Is it now visible to everybody?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is good.
Yeah. हाँ. So
नहीं तो फिर माइक्रोस्कोप लाना
हम्म.
पड़ेगा.
okay. So this is puppet collection of Huon Lakhan Le Khon drama in famous Joe Louis Puppet Theatre. So of Thailand. Each puppet is handmade in this collection. It's a personal collection. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to go to. Okay, are you able to see a new screen? Yes or no? Are you able to see the new screen?
अभी तक तो नहीं आई. चेंज नहीं
नहीं
हुआ
आई
अभी
ना.
तक.
अच्छा नहीं हुआ ना.
वो
ठीक है, मैं समझ
पपेट
गया.
वाली पिक्चर है
मैं
अभी तक.
मैं समझ गया.
हम्म. हाँ, अभी हो गया. अभी हो रहा है.
अभी हो रहा है.
हाँ. हाँ, अभी जूम कर रहे हो ना आप.
हाँ, ये रहा. ये देखो. So this is
हाँ.
the mask.
हाँ.
ये mask है. The various masks of Ramayana puppet show in the Joe Louis Puppet Theatre. तो ये आपका puppet था और this is mask. Okay. Okay. So what we will do is we will go back to the pictures later. We will now go and read. Okay. We'll try to read the first chapter of the Philippine series because we have already spent some time. So let's go ahead because it's also a big chapter. So let me go ahead and again reshare the screen with proper. Okay. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, do drop the questions in the chat bar, so I will be able to get them. Okay, for some reason, 10 is not available. The PDF is being prepped. Just hold on. Okay, start it. Are you able to see the screen? Okay, do let me know if the text is visible. This is the first chapter of the Philippines journey. So this is a chapter we read about Philippines. Okay, admins, could you just check with the audience? Are they able to read the text? So I'll start reading. Yeah, I think it is visible. Okay, I'll start reading. So the author has now traveled to Philippines. My journey as an explorer in the vast sea of knowledge in search of the footprints of the spread and influence of Ramayani, Ramayani civilizations across the globe continues even today. Words fall short to describe the countless literary jewels that are scattered in the courtyards of the domains beyond the border, called the Greater India. So we say Akhand Bharat. Okay. It has quite often crossed my mind that there must exist an everlasting charm or infinite power associated with this epic, which has empowered it to cross all borders and boundaries, and ingrain itself into the fabric of diverse societies. Recently, a message on the mobile phone screen caught my attention. Why do people? Okay, so we see the stamps. So these are the stamps which are issued for based on Ramayana. So if you see, this is Indian stamps. These are all Indian stamps. So this is ASEAN Indian Progress Prosperity. I think there was a conference happened. So they had issued these stamps. So we also have an audience who is a collector of stamps. A special memorial made up of the collection of Ramayana stories present in different ASEAN, Southeast Asian countries outside India. This is a collection of stamps based on the Ramayana stories. Just hold on. Let me get the page numbers correct. Yeah, 94 is correct. Yeah. Text. This text should be visible. I have made it as big as possible. Living in the 21st century, still worship Sri Rama as an incarnation of God, even when the modern world is busy chasing all their own desires, especially when all the events in the life of Sri Rama appear to be unwanted or even disastrous. Why are they why are they relevant to people even today? As the crown prince of Ayodhya and a brave heart, Sri Rama had to fight and kill several ferocious demons and monsters from his early childhood. Then, not long after his marriage to Sita, after breaking the uh, Haradhanu in her Swayamvar ceremony and being crowned as the next king of Ayodhya, he had to accept the dictum of 14 years of exile in the forest with his beloved wife and younger brother to keep promises given by his father. Thereafter, his beloved wife got abducted and spent a helpless year in captivity of the monsters. Consequently, Sri Rama had to engage in a fierce battle to rescue her, which resulted in the death of so many lives. Afterwards, he had no choice but to abandon uh, her in pregnant condition. What a miserable life he had. Unfortunately, it did not end there. He had to fight his own sons unknowingly, the love and kush part of it. He had to go through the trauma of watching his beloved wife Sita being subjected to the ordeal of fire or Agni Pariksha to prove her chastity and then disappear into the abyss finally. Once his shadow, his dearest brother Lakshman, had to be exiled as well. It required immense perseverance and tolerance to withstand this mental torture, and none of us would certainly want to experience any such single event in our lives. So true in more than one ways. Despite all this, we have treated Sri Ram as an incarnation of Lord Narayan, who is to be worshipped and also a stream of consciousness flowing through so many countries, influencing their socio-cultural frameworks directly or indirectly since time immemorial. The various historical documents and ancient artifacts which have which have been collected as well as those procured in recent times through archaeological excavations and expansively detailed information accumulated through relentless efforts of historians in this context is indeed fascinating. They evoke respect, pride, and affection for our country and makes us more laudable for the glory of the nation. In the preface of the book, Sri Rama's Anudhyayan, in the meditation of Sri Ramaya, okay, Anudhyan, Dr. Govind Gopal Mukhopadhyay had written that the entire life of Sri Ramchandra can be explained by the path of Vedic Rita or truthfulness or dharma as described in the Srishti Shukta of Rig Veda. In Ramayana itself, we just did it. In Ramayana itself, Maharshi Valmiki asked a few questions to Narada. Hey sage, who is that person on earth having all the virtues, who is extremely brave and has complete sacred knowledge of the religion? A person who has never forgets others' favor, who is prompt in truth and never fails his commitment. Adi Parva. So in Ramayana we have Adi Parva and other sections of Ramayana. Adi Parva 1 and 2. Kaviguru Rabindranath Tagore, in his poem Bhasha O Chhando, language and rhythm, has put all these questions beautifully before Valmiki, and Rishi Narada's reply is only the utterance of a name, Raghupati Sri Ramchandra, Gitanand 2. So the book is there. Okay. Any questions? Do let me know. I'm going to read through this. Admin, you do check the chat section. So if there are any questions. 94. Sri Ramakrishna Dev said, when the Supreme Power came as an incarnation and took birth as a human, it is unknown to the common man and remains a secret. Sri Rama was absolute Brahman or the supreme existence and a divine incarnation. It was known to only 12 sages. So as we can see that okay, Sri Rama was Ram was born as a human being, but he was himself a Brahman. So only 12 sages, 12 sadhus, okay, knew about that Sri Ram is going to be born and he is the incarnation of Brahman itself. Jitananda 2002 4. Rest of the sages identified him as an ordinary boy who happened to be one of Dasharatha's sons. His great qualities, such as perseverance and bravery, as well his good governance and inclination towards the welfare of the masses, are virtues adopted by millions of people as a source of spiritual excellence. Surprisingly enough, the youth of Bali, the Bali island in Indonesia, talking about youth of Bali and the young Italian actor of Ramkin. Okay, Ramkin again is the play enacted in Thailand. So the Ramayana in Thailand is known as Ramkin. Surprisingly enough, the youth of Bali and the young Italian origin actor who is taking part in a play called Ramkin, and they are in Ramayana. Ramkin speak in modern terms about what Maharshi Valmiki and Kavi Guru Tagore wanted to say. Their philosophy is resonated in the far off lands of the archipelago of this peninsula or Suvarnadweepa. So, the island states of Southeast Asia, including Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, they have an ancient name called Suvarnabhumi. So, if you have somebody has traveled to Bangkok on flights, you will know that in Bangkok there is a airport named Suvarnabhumi Airport. So Suvarnabhumi was collectively called the island chains which we see that includes the landmass of Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia. When inquired about the importance of this epic in modern times, the director of the Integrated Performance Arts Guild, uh, Liam Institute, Mindanao State University. Okay, so the director of Integrated Performance Arts Guild, Liam Institute, Mindanao State University. So Mindanao is a state, a province in Philippines, which had a lot of issues with other things. But Mindanao is there. So State University, Philippines. Stephen Fernandez said, epics are not only about where heroes come from. These stories show values and the ways in which people deal with their realities. Epics all over the world share truths about humanity, values as we all uphold, saying that we are not different from the rest. The greater Bharatvarsha, which was once known as Jambudvipa, was a large piece of land which underwent gradual geographical divisions and drifted due to natural forces. And the land identified as Suvarnabhumi was an integral part of it. The Philippines was amongst those islands which were formed due to the same phenomena. Although the Spanish ruled over the region for only 400 years, their reign was so intense that the very defining characteristics of the ancient Philippines, such as the original name of the country, the various social and religious traditions, history, past. Okay, let me know if the text is not visible to you, so I'll increase it. Let me just check. Okay, fine. Various social and religious traditions, history of past indigenous rulers, and almost every valuable information about his past had vanished into oblivion. However, since the beginning of the 19th century, thorough, relentless efforts of some historians and enthusiasts researchers, the veil covering this ancient civilization is slowly being removed. Linguists have brought to the world attention that there are elements. Okay, so this is an inscription. Okay, a famous, let me see, the famous Laguna copper plate inscription, an inscription from 9th century AD, is highly influenced by Indian culture. It was recovered in year 1989 besides river Lumbang of Laguna province. It's a collector's item. We are on page 96. Okay, anybody has anything to say or any chat is there? I'll take it or I'll continue to read.
I have one thing to say.
Yes, please.
Kavi Guru Rabindranath Thakur broke my heart. He proved he's a Bohiragoto by discussing
What?
Ramayana.
Okay, that we can discuss it. Okay, so if though no other questions, we'll go ahead and read it. It's a very interesting reading because Philippines is the last frontier where the evidence of Ramayana in the social cultural realm is being found out. So, as the author says, that the 400 years of Spanish rule has almost extinguished all evidence of ancient Philippines, which existed as Suvarnadweepa. Sanskrit, which still have traces in the usage of present-day language by Filipinas. Once again, we discover India's footprints in the form of artifacts such as a golden statue of the mother goddess, a golden locket with Garuda's image, a metal block made with inscriptions of King Rajendra Chola, some ancient literature, dance programs, and hearsay. The Spanish rulers had purportedly erased all the traces of Indian civilization with utmost efficiency. However, as the universal rule of time goes, what goes around comes around, and thus the chariot wheel of history, with its timely rotation, has started showing the way, leading to the existence of Ramayani culture in the Philippines. The Philippines was believed to have been part of Java in ancient times. However, it had an original ancient name, Tondo. According to many historians, this cluster of islands was considered to preside within the geographical boundary of Malay, Sumatra, Borneo, and Indonesia, collectively known as Suvarnadweepa. The period of history which forms the topic of our present discussion consists of major parts of Suvarnadweepa under the reign of Shailendra and Chola dynasty. In in order to explain the presence and impact of Hinduism on the same, it is necessary to provide some historical context and anecdotes. Although it is difficult to find such traces among the 7,641 small islands scattered over the western Pacific Ocean, some imprints have luckily survived the test of time. Before we move on to the historical aspects, some geographical explanations are necessary to establish the history. With respect to those countries of Southeast Asia where we have tried to explore the imprints of Ramayana in their culture and practices, the Philippines is located very close to Borneo, almost between Taiwan and Borneo. It has been discussed earlier how Indian civilization existed in Sumatra and Borneo. Similarly, other islands were also under the rule of Chola, Chola, the Majapat and Mataram dynasties. So Majapat, it was a dynasty, an Indian dynasty, and also Mataram dynasties. The Philippines was called the Pearl of the East. Philippines has been classified into three old clusters of islands, namely Luzon. Luzon is the biggest island in Philippines, where you have there biggest city Manila is there in Luzon Island. There's also a volcano in Luzon, which actually erupted recently. Visayas, a long-shaped island, very long, okay, and very thin, and Mindanao. Mindanao is very close to Malaysia. India had commercial and trade relationships with the islands of Suvarnadweepa, and some experts believe that this relationship had existed even as early as 2nd century BCE. The evidence of commercial exchange since 4th century or 5th century is easily available. However, in the present age, Christianity and Islam are two principal religions of this country. The day I got to watch Ramayana from the Philippines in the Bangkok National Theatre, I was very surprised. This is because although I had some idea about the Philippines since childhood, I did not know the Ramayana was known in this country. Naturally, I was curious to find out how India's greatest epic had reached its shores. Their dramatic presentation was titled Sita, the Ramayana Revisited. When the announcement was being made for this group of performance, it became known to me that Ramayana is called Maharadhya, okay, Maharadhya Lawana in the Philippines. In the Philippines, since that day, I started exploring the presence of Ramayana in this land. Okay, any questions? Do let me know. Okay, I am going to read through it. Anyway, let me check as well the chat. Okay. The one thing was easily evident from the beginning, and it was that there were many people like me who did not know about Ramayana in the Philippines. I did not know a lot about it, but I knew it had existed sometime in ancient times at all. The Suvarna Deepa was enlightened by the philosophy of Indian Brahmanism, Vedic humanism, and Buddhism much before the birth of Christ. Since 14 AD, Islamic infiltration had started in this land from Malaysia and Arabia. By the 15th century, it was captured by Spain. Thereafter, the colonial aggression started and the Suvarnadweepa gradually forgot its original entity. So Ramayana ballet from Philippines performed during the Bangkok. So the author is talking about this specific performance in this chapter as well. For fear of torture, they lost their own culture and traditions, and their ties with the other parts of Southeast Asia and India were almost severed. As for customs, rites, and socio-cultural celebrations that remained, they were declared to have been originated in Spain. Hmm. Closely resembling the way in which the British claimed that us Indians became civilized only after their rule. The Spanish claimed to have introduced the lovely folk traditions to the Indios, who were the old Filipino tribes. So Indio is the old Filipino tribes. The Spanish called these tribes natives. It is so surprising that time and again, people with such rich cultural traditions and heritage in the East have been termed as natives and savages by the Western civilizations. While the traces of their traditions were erased by the colonizers, it is impossible to account how many such glorious histories have been deliberately suppressed. Yet we shall attempt to eliminate the positive things, fact, eliminate the positive things, facts of history. There has been a lot of effort by UNESCO to keep this ancient cultural tradition alive. Both the Indian epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata reached Philippines with the spread of Hindu civilization in ancient times. Three poetic, three poetic versions influenced by the two epics, Maharadiya Lavana, Hudhud, and Daranjan. Apologies for this pronounce because I don't speak the language, so I'll try to pronounce as best as I could. So Maharadiya Lavana, Hudhud, and Daranjan. From the historical Maranao Island have been taken up by the UNESCO for conservation in 2000. The people of Maranao Island of Lake Lanao even today perform a special dance program called Sinkil, which is a pre-Islamic local version of Ramayana in Maranao language. I am trying to sketch an outline of the information available so far on that Maharadiya Lavana, Hudhud, and Sinkil. So this is interesting. I did not know about this specific the Sinkil version of Ramayana still being practiced. The proof of India's excellence in sea trade and chivalry can be found from the sculpture of Sanchi Stupa, the architecture of Angkor Wat, and the history of Pliny, stones inscription of Ashoka, cave paintings of Ajanta, stories of Purana and Vedas. Almost everywhere. In the Valmiki Ramayana, description of different countries given by Sugriv to the monkey troops before sending the monkeys to the different directions of Jambudvipa in search of Sita surprise Sri Ramchandra and also vindicates the fact that Valmiki was aware of the existence of all these nations. These nations had an old indigenous culture which deserves a discussion later. During the ancient period, many traders, warriors, and Brahmins had to leave the country either due to political compulsion or to escape the pervasive Buddhist influence imposed by King Ashoka and take refuge in other lands. This is one of the oldest stories of migration ever known. And those refugees established themselves in these foreign lands by the virtue of their intelligence, bravery, power, and knowledge. The facts are in stark contrast to the once held notion that the history of the Philippines meant only story of Spaniards. Since the 19th century, certain facts, materials, stories came up, which showed that there must have been a link between Vedic ancient India and the Philippines in socio-cultural, economic, political, and religious fields. This is the golden statue, a golden statue of the deity Agusan, okay, golden statue or Ugratara, found in 1917, and the Laguna copper plate inscription discovered in 1989 became quite famous and is considered as quite a sensational evidence. The Laguna plate has some engravings which have been identified by linguists in 1992, and its language has been classified as Kavi in script, is full of Sanskrit words which was recorded in Pallava dynasty. In 1989, a laborer in the sand fields called Laguna de Bay, near Lumbung River, accidentally discovered the artifact. The exact name of the place was Varangawa or Binangang. The text describes that Indian civilization was deep rooted in the land during the 822 Shakabda, the Shakabda, much before the landing of the first Spanish preacher, Ferdinand Magellan. I think Magellan is a very known figure, a sailor as well. Okay. So Ferdinand Magellan, who came to Philippines in 1521 CE. The original text is produced below, which is basically Sanskrit. I personally felt that so there was some influence of Bengali as well. Interesting. We'll try to explain at its best. The golden. Okay, somebody has joined. Okay, anybody has anything to say? Yeah, Abhay, you want to say something?
No, Dada. Please continue.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So let me just go through this. So this is the golden Tara Agusan statue. According to scholars, this golden statue is one of the most important sculpture of Majapahit Empire. It has an effect of Indian culture. According to many, it is influenced by Shaiva Devi community. Presently, this statue is preserved at Field of Natural History Museum, Chicago. We'll now read here. Okay, so we'll try to explain at best. Swasti Shakha Varsita A22. So Vaishakha Masadi Jyotisha Chaturthi and Krishna Paksha. These are all the Sanskrit words which the author is saying that this inscription had. Samavara Sana Tatkala. Okay, Sana Tatkal. So Wikipedia copperplate inscription, which meant that the text was written on Monday, Sombar of Boishak month. Okay. Somvar, here is Somvar, okay, of Boishak month, the first month of Bengali calendar. So the author is like finding a trace of the Bengali words which is inscribed in a Filipino island. Of okay, the first month of Bengali calendar, Chaturthi, Krishna Pakho, the 14th day of the covered moon. In the Bengali, 822, not exactly what is this. The estimated date is 21st of April 900 CE. The date should be in the last week of May in 1416 CE. Not only Sanskrit or Malay, but there were possibly Bengali or Oriya words as well. A commander's name is given, Nayaka Tuhan Jayadeva, that is, brave warrior or hero Jayadeva was there. Some more familiar words may be mentioned here. Kayastha. Kayastha is a caste in West Bengal, in Bengal specifically. So, Shuddha, Kati, Suvarna, headpan, okay, Harappan Dang, okay, Poila Paryadi, okay, Ganashakti, okay. Okay, Ganashakti is a specially Bengali word, so this is quite okay. Vistruth, Tathapi, Sadhana, Devta, Bhakti. So many familiar words are carved in that copper plate. When these inscriptions reached the Anthropology Department of National Museum of Philippines in 1989, it did not evoke much interest. A year later, a scholar named Anton Posma decrypted the language. From his descriptions, it has been discovered that for some achievements, Devi Angathan, her brother Buka, and the children of a respected gentleman, uh, Namwaran, were rewarded wealth equivalent to one Kati Suvarna by the Lord of Tuntan, and Commander Jaydeva and many others were present to witness the ceremony. Hmm, interesting. Once I saw a map which shows how the entire Chola dynasty used to celebrate victory ceremony all over their commercial empire on a day or within a week. The tradition still continues. Vijay Utsav, which was shaped into New Year Day, came to be observed in different countries, starting from West Bengal as Novo Varsho to Burma, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and far off Java, Sumatra. The day mentioned in the script when the gifts were distributed was also a day in the month of Baishakh. The word Poila means first. Poila means first, has also come up several times in this inscription. It hints at an intense connection existing somewhere. Apart from this inscription, other traces of Indian culture also have been found. The golden Tara statue, Ugra Tara, of Bhutan, and some earthen pots and utensils of 14th century are among many such evidences. After a massive natural calamity at the river bank of Agusan in Mindanao Island, a statue of a deity made of 21 karat gold weighing 1.79 kg surface and caught the people's attention. Presently, the statue is under conservation in the Field Museum of Natural History, Chicago. The statue belongs to the 8th or 9th century. Some believe that this statue is Devi Tara, who is related to Tantric Buddhism, while others associate her with Shaivism. She is also known as Devi Agusan. The word Agusan is worth special mention. The presence of this deity in the Agusan province in very ancient times not only indicates the presence of Indian culture, but also the apparent prosperity of the land. In ancient India, there was a famous king named Agrasen, who ruled a place near Hisar, Haryana, and earned the reputation of being an efficient businessman. The people from Agrasen family claimed to be experts in business practices. A big island in the Philippines called Visaya, very long and thin, still has business relations with Hisar. Oh my God. So a big island in the Philippines called Visaya still has business relations with Hisar. Interesting. Page number 100. Of buffalo known as of buffalo known as Hisar bride is exported to this place. Okay. Sometimes I feel like expressing my bafflement at the discovery of such unexpectedly diverse elements of India's history into the words of Alexander the Great, who said, "Oh, yes, Seleucus, what a strange country is this." How the Sanskrit language has left an imprint on the Filipino society is also something worth observing. In many of the dialects, there are elements of Pali and Sanskrit. Linguists, linguists can throw some more light on this subject. We can produce some examples here. Tagalog. Tagalog is the primary language of Philippines. So I was there in Philippines for some months, so I know how Tagalog is spoken. So Tagalog, Kapam Pangan, Cebu. Cebu is a very famous island. In Cebu is a province in Philippines, and they have their own language called Cebu now. Tade, okay, I don't want to butcher the pronunciations. Uh, Tadatsgu, Ibang, etc. From Filipino have shades of Sanskrit in them. For example, the Sutala. Okay. Sutala, silk, is comes from the word sutra in Sanskrit. Cotton cloth is referred to as kapas in Filipino, which is derived from the karpas in Sanskrit. So kapas, we all know kapas means actually cloth, and also in Hindi and other languages. In Osag, in Osag language, traces of Sanskrit can be found in terms of such as sugra or suvarga or swarga. So the swarga has become swarga, a kind of mispronunciation. And agma, one type of religion. In Sivano language, we find balita, news, which is close to Barta in Sanskrit. Divata is Devta. Devta is Devta, and Gaja, elephant, is from Gaja. Puttasa is synonym to Upavasa. Okay. In Kapaman language, Kalma, luck, is Karma. Dhamla is a ritual or dharma. Lupa, face, is from Rupa. In Tagalog language, Buddhi, intellect, comes from the Bodhi. Dukkha, sorrow, is from Pali, Dukkha. There are many such examples in the various dialects. In 1965, in 1965, Juan Francisco and in 1968, William Henry Scott had mentioned this in their articles. Juan had written, the Sanskrit element in the Philippine language is a result of assimilation since their introduction between the 10th to 15th century as main trade language in Southeast Asia. So Sanskrit was the main trade language between the India and the Southeast Asian regions in 10th to 15th century. Francisco, 1965. This information also showed in the paper presented about the Hindu living traditions in the Philippines by Jessica T. Marquez, 2017. Bali Denpasar Institute of Semi-Indonesia, Hindu Art in Sea Conference. We might have to find the article and read this paper as well, if we can. One might ask why so many other subjects are being discussed when the primary topic is Ramayana. This is because the core of Indian civilization and its impact has been masked so efficiently by the modern social elements that some weeding out is required to find out raw and beautiful, and to make that possible. This is very interesting, very, very interesting actually. One must remove old shredded leaves in their journey to clear the path towards gaining knowledge. With the golden deity of Agusan, more interesting facts have been discovered. There was a famous Indian royal family in Bhutan known as Raja Haneth. In the history books of Philippines, there are several mentions of the Tamil king of Cebu as Raja Haneth as well. People who are involved in fields such as archaeology, musicology, history are constantly in search of such historical artifacts, at least in their minds. Hence, new information keeps on flowing. A lot of golden jewelry has been found from the Tabon cave of Palawan. Palawan Island is another big island in Philippines, and preserved in the Ayala Museum of Manila. Golden Garuda earrings, lockets, Kinnari model, some gold slabs, and peculiar earthen utensils have been found. The earthen pots are decorated with artistic designs. Given that these exchanges between the mainland of India and the Philippines have existed over such a long period, there is no wonder that the charm and appeal of two Indian epics have reached Philippines. Hence, Indologists have noticed a lot of influence of Indian literature. There are plenty of stories about Hanuman in the Filipino culture, also also the tales of Jataka, Panchatantra, and stories of tortoise and rabbit, deer and snail. Okay, so this is interesting. Culture Center of the Philippines, Ballet Philippines, Alice Race. So Libert, okay. Rama Hari. So a very popular contemporary drama form of Ramayana is based on the Maharadiya Lavana. A brochure of this performance can be seen in this picture. So Ramahari, 43rd season, artistic director. According to renowned Indologist Juan R. Francisco and Josephine Acosta, the Indian influence in Filipino folk tales and culture started in the 18th and 9th and 10th centuries. As examples, first we may cite Maharadiya Lavana, Ravana. Okay, Maharadiya Lavana or Ravana in Maranao language. Secondly, Lam Ang. Lam Ang is Sri Ram in Locano language. Thirdly, Sharimanok. Sharimanok, an ancient powerful bird which reminds us of Lord Vishnu's carrier Garuda. In addition, one of the oldest cultivation sites, the paddy fields, hundred and two. Yes. Philippines named Ifugwa, a popular folk tale called Hudhud, is still told. Experts consider Hudhud to be a combination of Ramayana and Mahabharata. The uh, Singkil dance is also similar. Like the charisma of the deity of Agusan, the character Agusan is also an iconic one. A tale named Manub Onge, Manav Ang, okay, Manav Ang, the human body. So Manav Ang, human organ, is related to Agusan. The character turns to stone and later turns back to human being. The story is quite like the story of Ahilya in Ramayana. There is a tribe called Agusan Manav. Okay, that's interesting. That still exists in the Philippines. In 1968, Professor Juan R. Francisco discovered that there is a micro Ramayan in practice among the Muslim population of Maranao. It indicates that the character of Sri Rama was popular in the Philippines prior to Islamic era, or else this influence would not have been there. He further notices that among the other tribes like Mindanao and Sulu, similar influences exist in the scattered manner or may be flowing like undercurrents through the stream in their culture. To understand this trend, Professor Juan learned Maranao and translated the Maharadiya Lavana into English. Everything changes with time and place. Similar transformation is found in the Panchakanda or five parts of the Maharadiya. It will be impractical to compare Maharadiya Lavana with the original Valmiki Ramayana. In fact, Ramayana reached to the far off island nation through Java, and Malaysia. As a result, the influence of Hikayat Sri Rama. Okay, Sri Rama is, I think, is in Malaysia. The Malaysian version of it. Rama is found there as well. Some folk tales of the Philippines, like Panchatantra, got mingled with the original story. In this translated version of Marana Ramayana, the word Maharadya means Maharaja. Lavana is Ravana, which is easily understood, but the names of Rama, Lakshman, Sita have changed drastically. In the said version, Radhiya Mangaldari is Rama and Radhiya. Mangalvarn is Manganvarn is Lakshman. Radhiya means king. Mangal means well-wisher. Sita is called as Tuan, Tuan Porte, Tuan Porte Malano Triya. Porte is distorted from our Putri, symbolizing here that she is extremely gorgeous daughter of Sultan Pulu Nabandai. The most important change is that of Hanuman, is known here as Lakshman. Okay. In Maharadya Lavana, there is a mention of Ravana's penance as well as the story of the abduction of Sita. But basically, importance has been given to four major subjects here: Sita's marriage, how Sita Rama married, search for Sita, rescue of Sita, Sita's return. When I had the good fortune to watch the enactment of Ramayana by the Filipino troupe in Bangkok, I was very impressed by the excellent acting skills on display in the scene in which Sita gives her proof of chastity by standing in fire, and then again in the scene in which she is reunited with her husband Sri Rama. I know that many changes ensue with the place, time, and character. Nevertheless, the principal outline of the story remains unchanged and universal. Through the Sinkil dance performance by the old inhabitants of Lake Lanao. Okay, so we have half an hour more, so we will read this chapter, this page as well. Epic tale is being presented even today in different forms. This folk dance was also on the verge of becoming extinct. Except the local people, the modern world outside does not really know about it. Sinkil is one form of dance that is performed on a platform made of bamboo structure, which is popular in Bengal as machan. Four long bamboo sticks are kept on the ground in 2+2 pattern, where every pair is kept crisscross and the dancers step on the gaps by jumping in rhythm. In Filipino culture, the meaning of this dance is that life is filled with obstacles both at present and in future, but expert dancers know how to cross them or how to step into the right place even under duress. Various incidents of Sita's life are portrayed in this play. Sita Sita is the main character of the play, which is enacted mainly following the theme of Darajan. Here, Sita Devi is known as Putri Ganadhigan. Okay. In this dance, the artists carry a colorfully designed hand fan or something like a staff, which is called opis or moshala. Initially, only two bamboo sticks were used for this dance. Now, four bamboo sticks and sometimes even more are required. The male protagonist is Raja Bantugan, name of Rama in the region. This dance drama has been made popular by a group called Baliyan Dance Company since 2000. Today's Philippines is under the influence of American culture along with Islamic religious dictums. Hence, the form of dance is ever changing. In Sinkali, it is mainly shown how Sita Devi escapes from the captivity of Luana, Ravana, after being abducted by him, and later she gets lost in the jungle called Alanka, Sri Lanka. This theatre group shows how Hanuman rescues Sita Devi after a prolonged search. Although in Taranjan, Sri Rama finds her in the jungle, a lot of difference may be observed between the version of Islamic her in the versions of influence or version of Islamic influence and original Indian story. Okay, interesting. Now a few words about Daranjan, a story expressed through songs, which has been principal medium responsible for the spread of Ramayana in the Philippines. This musical drama is divided into 17 chapters and consists of 7,200 lines. It depicts all the transition of mankind through the phases of life such as religion, value, desire, emancipation, and cycle of love and affection, birth and death. In pre-Islamic Philippines, till the 14th century, this tradition Indian culture was unhindered. So we can see the performance of being held in the New York based on the Darajan epic of Lake Maranao of Philippines. This is the last chapter. And smooth. The history of Maranao and Mindanao also shows the same. In 2005, or according to some in 2008, this was awarded by the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity as an excellent cultural asset. The rhythm used in Daranjan by Lake Maranao was Trustuf, Tristuf, which is the rhythm of Rig Veda. Generally, it takes almost a week to complete a recital of the whole Daranjan. Three musical instruments are used as accompaniment while performing Daranjan. The artists wear a hand-woven super-fine cloth known as inol and malong. In the present times, Daranjan is performed only in select programs like a marriage ceremony. The existence of both Hudhud and Darajan are at stake owing to the prevalence of ultra-modernism. Earnest efforts are required by the UNESCO and Mindanao State University to save this heritage from extinction. Efforts will continue to present some sources of the influence of Ramayana in Philippines and overall influence of Vedic India outside Indian territories. More information will be shared as and when it becomes available in future. The only ray of hope is that even amidst the impact of completely Western civilization, IPAC or Mindanao is at least making some effort to protect the Indian culture and its association with Ramayana. The famous dance of Philippines, the famous dance of Philippines is its modern ballet dance. In 1980, once again, in 2012 and 2017, a musical ballet program, Ramahari, was staged by the choreographer Alice Reyes. In 1993, the Philippine Education Theatre Association arranged for enactment of Ang Paglabe ni Radia Mangrudi and I and sang Filipong Ramayana by Rodi Veera. This is how they are spreading the message of Ramayana on the global platform. Their participation in the seminar on Ramayana in 2015 in Bangkok had fueled enthusiasm. Due to modern technology, many advertisements and also travelers are now reaching these far off islands. They share their experience and photos. Various organizations engage in preserving this heritage have made it easier for a lot of information to reach us, which in turn helps the agencies engage in conservation of heritage. We hope that in future the Ramayanic civilization, the word Ramayanic civilization of the Philippines receives more consecration and recognition. I hope that this rendition of great Indian epic survives and builds a sustained position in Philippines. So this is the end of the chapter. So this is the Philippines edition of Ramayana being performed there and part of their local culture. So, any questions from anybody? Let me just go through the questions one by one. And apologies for the pronunciation. So, I don't speak the local language, so I might have butchered a few of the words. So, sorry for this. Yes, Abhay, please tell me. I am going to the chat now. Yeah, Abhay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a very enlightening read, and that part fascinated me when they talked about Agrasen and how they had
Hmm.
trade links with an island in Philippines. So that
Yeah,
is
so the
very
island,
that's
it's a very
related to my
unique shape.
family and ancestral history in a way. So that was
Okay,
interesting,
okay.
and and that the influence of Bengali on many Filipino languages, that is also
Yeah,
quite
actually,
good to see. And we keep hearing from certain people.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You were saying something.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead. I'm just going
We
through
keep
the.
hearing from certain organizations here in.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Abhay, go
okay,
ahead.
I will go ahead. So, so, so we keep hearing from certain organizations here that what Bengali is under threat and Bengali will go extinct. I think they should be happy that even Philippines was being influenced by Bengali culture in a way, and that is the reality. When your economy is doing well, when you uh, then you become the most aspired and desired culture on earth, and people will start adopting your culture naturally. You won't have to fight on streets for it.
Yeah, we also have Rishi here. Rishi, hello.
Hello, Dada. Hello, Abhay.
Yeah, Rishi, you have something
Hello,
to say?
namaskar.
Namaskar. Namaskar. The topic was interesting, very much interesting. Like from the influences of Sanskrit in all of the languages, the types of languages. Then also somewhat interesting was the character switches which were there, right, in the epic of Ramayana, which is in Philippines. Like Hanumanji rescues Ma Sita, and even a sultan is there. It's an interesting thing, I guess. In Islamic influence, that was recorded even in there as well. So these were something very to some of the audience it will be shocking as well. I think, like how could such things be done? But I guess just like there are many retellings of Ramayana, even uh, even in India there are some differences too, right? Even in Jaina Ramayana, it is a bit different, or Buddhist Ramayana, it is a bit different. So maybe even there as well that has happened. But I just wanted to ask you that. Uh, are the main message of Ramayana, that is the dharma nature, is that kept intact in the text, like even in Philippines? That was my doubt. Dada, you're muted. I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry. Yeah. So what happened in all the Ramayana? So Ramayana has been retold n number of times. Okay, but overall, the positive aspect of Ramayana and the overall outline is never changed. You might see, okay, Sita, Ram meets Sita in a jungle. Okay, rather than in Ayodhya, but it does not mean that the character of Ramayana is changed. So we also see retro wave universe has come. Okay. Okay, very interesting comments we are getting. So yeah, so Rishi, to answer your question, the outline of the Ramayana, the core concept of Ramayana character has not changed. Yeah, the characters the characters have deviated in some ways where their names are changed, the places have changed, they have some different kind of attributes, but overall the change is like a minimal kind of thing to actually adapt to their local traditions. But it is not that okay, it is totally out of bounds of other things.
This aspect is really very amazing for me to hear, Dada, because this actually, to say, I guess to repeat Rishi Aurobindo's conjecture that Hindu Dharma is the universal religion. So, uh, an aspect of all universality must be that it has to accommodate all of the local characteristics, right? So Ramayana is doing it like everywhere it goes. I remember living in Assam, I used to hear the Karbi tribe has its own Ramayana, and in their those characteristics are kept. Like Sri Ram is a tribal chieftain over there, so it's a very fascinating thing to me, and it also proves again the fact that Hinduism is really the universal religion, and how seamlessly it incorporates such diverse practices even from all of the nations that it has went to, especially in the case of Ramayana, right? Dada, you're muted.
Yeah. So there are two things which I need to talk about. First of all, so this is a English version of the book. This is the Bengali version of the book. So we are going to read the next reading of this book in Bengali. So this is the Bengali we will be reading on Friday. So Friday it will be Bengali version. So for that actually we have a separate Bengali channel. Okay. So I would request people who are listening to this to actually subscribe to our Bangla channel so that people who know Bengali can actually watch our programs in Bangla as well. So we do exclusive Bangla programs only in Bangla channel, and also we do also some programs are broadcast in Bengali as well as in English channel. So people who are interested in our Bengali content do subscribe to our channel so that more people we can produce more content on in Bangla itself. And based on one more thing, so this specific book that you see here, so the author has given a lot of lectures. So I would just like to, yeah, Abhay has come. Yeah, Abhay, you are on stage.
Yeah, Dada.
Hmm.
Uh, I think Rishi was saying something I cannot recollect. Uh, he was
He was
saying
saying,
about the
okay,
universality of Ramayana. Yeah. He was
No, no,
talking
no.
about the
He,
universality of Ramayana.
he no, no, no. He was talking about the Sanatan Dharma or Hindu Dharma as a universal uh, dharma or religion, for a lack of better words.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I said it in Ramayana context, and as as he was saying, today we are following the model of Western universalism across the world. But you see how Western universalism uh, operates. You will see we have to adopt their language completely. We have to adopt their dressing completely, food habits completely. If they are imposing their religion on us, then our local traditions go for a toss. While dharmic universality is such, it respects our local traditions, food cuisines, our dressing culture, our linguistic culture, and it allows the universal dharma to be localized according to the context in which people can understand. And this is the beauty of our culture, where it is a very good balance between multiculturalism as well as universalism, which is required to tie the world together. We don't go the Canadian way, where there is no common principle bounding people, no common set of values, nor we go the very Western way, where it is one size fits all model on everyone. So it's a very balanced approach. I always say that Sanatan Dharma is one of the most balanced cultures on earth. And to answer HV Didi, yes, Aryan invader is in, and my ancestry was talked about, so I take pride in it.
So you were invading the islands of Visaya.
Yeah, with economics and money. So yeah, we will capture Philippines too. We are already started capturing Bengal. We will someday capture Philippines too. We will rule.
Yes. So this is very interesting. Rishi, do you have anything to say? Rishi?
Not much, Dada. It was said by Abhay. He explained it actually, so I have nothing to say more, Dada. I'm waiting for your comments actually, and then maybe we can discuss more.
Okay, Abhay, you have anything else to say? Or audience, if you want to come and join our stream, do join us. So we love to hear from you. What you think about our book readings, your opinions on our book readings, on the books itself. So do join us if you can. Yeah, Abhay, anything else you want to say before I share my comments? Abhay, go ahead. You are not audible, Abhay. I think your mic. Yeah, Abhay, hello. Abhay, you might have to log off and log out. Just just log out and again join in. Okay. Till then, I'll share my thoughts. So yes, so this is a very interesting book. I actually let me share one more thing. I was sharing something in the. So first of all, the second part of the reading will be happening in the Bengali channel. It will also get a podcast in the main channel, but this will happen in the Bengal channel. So I would request everybody to actually subscribe to our Bengal channel as well, who can understand and want to listen to Bengali reading as well. So this is a Bengali book. So this Bengali book we will be reading another chapter on Friday in our Bengali channel. And one more thing, so the author Anita Bose, she will be coming to our stream to actually share her story, her journey of going through these countries and finding out the information, the experience of the book itself, like how she wrote the book. Okay. So she will be with us uh, on 2 sessions. So she will cover 2 countries, 4 countries in each session, and that also will be in Bengali and English. So the author will be available. She will be coming in our stream to actually share her opinion, her experience of writing this book altogether, going through Thailand, Indonesia, meeting people, getting information. So it's going to be a fascinating program as well. That will be happening on third week of January. So do stay tuned with us. Subscribe to our channel as well so that you can get the notification when new interviews and book reading sessions are organized. And coming back to, there is also a talk by the author itself on the same book that I wanted to show you so that people who understand Bangla, they can actually go ahead and listen to it. So if you can see here, uh, this is a channel called Sangam Talks. So in Sangam Talks, let me share this link as well to the audience. So this is a Sangam Talks Bangla Talk. So she speaks, she's a native Bengali speaker. So she has spoken about this specific book in Bengali in one of the Sangam Talks episodes. So let me increase the size. So the footprints of Ramayana in Southeast Asia, the same book that we are reading. So she has given a talk on this in Bengali. I think you also find her talks also in English as well English. So if you want to discover more about the book, the author, the experience of author, how she has wrote it, so you can go and search on YouTube, or else you can join us when she will be joining us on 15th of January and 18th of January. As of now, the dates are like this. So she will be available coming to our stream and also discuss her book in detail and her journey of writing this book. So this is fascinating. And lastly, on the book itself, I think this is a kind of labor of love and labor of curiosity. So, like she is from Bengal, so now she is studying, doing her PhD in Bangkok, Thailand. So I think in one way she has worked a lot. Her passion is art, literature, culture. So she's following her passion and putting all her efforts to write the books. And I think it has come out brilliantly. The information is precise, the context is given, okay, and it gives a kind of a like a prose feeling. So like it's like I'm reading a novel rather than like a non-fiction book. It looks like a fiction book written by a non-fiction author. So that's my opinion on this. Yeah, Rishi.
Yeah, so true, so true. And of course, even uh, the language of the book itself was so soothing in nature. It was so simple as well. It didn't. It wasn't like hectic at all. Like uh, it wasn't badgering us with number of facts. It was like seamlessly putting out the facts so that the reader doesn't get at all bored. Instead he or she gets curious after every sentences. So really, it's an amazing book, and it's such a great social capital. I don't know how to say this, social capital or cultural capital, right? This book, it it really proves it is a testament to our great culture which used to exist back then, and this book actually needs to be very famous to Indians. I feel like it because it's underappreciated in my honest it's my honest opinion. Maybe Dada, you can speak on it a bit more. Dada, you're muted.
Yeah. So this book that you are seeing is here. This book is available in Amazon. This book is also available in other portals. So I'm sharing one more portal. The link is there in the also in the description. So you could go and find out. So this book is available in Kindle if you want Kindle. If you want a physical copy in Amazon. So there's one more book portal called Bharsha. So here you can buy the book as well from Bharsha portal. So this is how it looks like. So if you are a native Bengali speaker, you can buy a lot of other Bengali books as well from this portal. So the books available in multiple platforms, in soft copy, also in hard copy. So I will recommend everybody, if you want to understand, if you want to know your golden past as the citizen of Bharat, okay, I think this book must be read by everybody so that they know what kind of heritage they have and how we can preserve them, how we can make them more aware. So this is my request to everybody. So this is available in Bengali as well as in English. Anyone you can buy. I have both of them because I need to do the stream. So I had bought two of them. So that's it from my end as of now. If there are any questions from the audience, I'll take them. We have few minutes left. So I don't see. Okay, so a lot of local politicians talked about.
Now, Dada, isn't the moderator there anymore, like in the chat or in the stream?
No. I think Nandi was there, but I don't think there are a lot of questions. So not too many questions. Yeah, you were
Yeah,
saying something.
yeah, no. I also felt like that during the chat it was going all in various directions instead of the book actually. So really, I don't think you may get you may not get many questions. I guess you may get some references to some Indonesian some issues or something, but even those are besides the point. So,
People can talk whatever they want, so we should not be controlling what people want to put in chat.
no. You're right. Obviously, I mean, I was saying that right now you may not get many questions
Yeah,
actually
but
in the
I'm
chat.
just going through them just to check what's happened. So anyway,
Okay.
it is my job to go through those questions. So I have to go through them.
True. By the way, in this book,
Yeah.
the influence of Buddhism was actually pointed out, right? Like how
Yes.
Buddhism also um, intermingled with Hindu Dharma and like seamlessly entered into the civic society of Philippines even at that time.
Yes.
So I wanted to know was like uh, was the culture like Hindu Buddhist type before the advent of Islam and Christianity in Philippines, or was it like also some tribal mixed admixture was also there? So since you have visited Philippines, you may know a bit more of that population.
Yes. So what had happened was that initially, see, like before the advent of Buddhism, okay, you had pure Hindu culture. Okay, pure Hindu ways of living. But when Buddhism was a primary force in Bharat, it also traveled on the same trade routes to the Southeast Asian nations. But one thing which is very important to note is that although there were some confrontation with Hindus and Buddhists, generally they coexisted well. So there are actually many sites in Bharat as well as in Southeast Asia where you will see the Buddhist sculpture and Hindu sculpture on the same compound itself. So the compound is same. They you have the Buddha murti and also you have other Vishnu at the same place. So this conflict, which is already talked about a lot, I think that conflict is not that great extent, because we don't see a lot of places where both have actually coexisted together. So they are praying and asking moksha to Buddha, and he's asking to moksha to Vishnu. So that way, so I think there's a coexistence. And also, as Hinduism and Buddhism is a, like of a culture is, the thought is assimilative, so it will actually incorporate a lot of local folklore, lot of traditions into its own uh, belly. So you see, correct, Tibetan Buddhism. The Tibetan Buddhism is very unique in its own way, because it has incorporated a lot of Tibetan local culture, traditions, language into its own fold. Yeah, Rishi.
Yes, yes, true. Like Buddhism, when it went to China, it started accommodating Chinese, what should I say, devatas? What should I say? Uh, I don't know
Yeah,
what
local
to
deities,
say.
local deities.
Local deities, yes, 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 yes. Local deities. They were like incorporated in the whole gamut of Buddhist theology, I guess. Uh, for the lack of the better terms. So, and even in Japan, uh, uh, I guess interestingly in Japan they actually exported our deities, right? In Japan, it
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
our
yeah.
deities
Correct,
also
correct.
went there.
Yes,
So
yes,
it
yes, yes.
so I think since you when you were reading the passage on Philippines, I was fascinated to know that Ugratara, the Buddhist Hindu deity like Matara, she's also there, right? Like
Yeah,
in
yeah,
local
yeah.
language,
Correct, correct,
she's
correct, correct. Yeah.
named some, right? Aguson or something. I'm forgetting the
Ah,
name, but she
so
was like
actually,
worshipped even there.
yes. So, like a lot of times, correct. See, if you see, we were actually talking about on our previous Bangla podcast regarding the uh, people of Bengal who were came
Mhm.
from outside from Rajasthan.
True, true.
Okay, discussion in the Indic and allied performing arts. Can we have a detailed discussion panel on that too? I could contribute. I could contribute provided the timing is convenient. Yeah, Boishalidi. Do you have my email ID? Just do one thing. Actually, I wanted to actually invite you. Actually, I was about to send you an email. Thought, okay, you sent. So do one thing. Send me an email. Send me an email on this email ID. Yeah. So this is the email ID. I am flashing it. Navavimarsh at the gmail.com. Send me on this email ID like your location and where your time zone is there. So I will get in touch with you, and then we will try to have a discussion on this. It's very important that we have this. We can use your expertise and knowledge on this. Thank you very much. Thank you for this. Yeah, Abhay, you have anything to say before we say goodbye?
अभय तो है नहीं यहाँ.
No, Abhay is here.
Oh,
Abhay is
अच्छा,
here. Yeah,
अभय आ गया.
Abhay,
Oh,
last word to you.
true.
तो थोड़ा अंत में हिंदी इम्पोजिशन करके ही जाता हूँ। अम,
बिल्कुल।
ये बहुत ही बढ़िया स्ट्रीम था। मतलब बहुत कुछ ऐसा पता चला जो सोचा भी नहीं था कि अ, होगा। जैसे ये जानकारी थी कि जो पूर्वी एशिया है या दक्षिण पूर्वी एशिया है, वहाँ पर हमारी संस्कृति का प्रभाव बहुत पहले से रहा है, पर इतनी गहराई से प्रभाव है, इतनी जनजातियों में प्रभाव है, और जिस प्रकार से, और इससे पता चल रहा है कि आज हमारे साथ क्या हो रहा है कि जैसे फिलीपींस में उन्होंने जो वहाँ के जनजातीय लोग थे, ट्राइबल लोग थे, उनको नेटिव और सैवेज कहा, और फिर उसी बहाने से उनकी संस्कृति मिटाने के लिए उपक्रम किए, वही आज भारत में भी हो रहा है। वही आज जनजातीय समुदाय के साथ मुख्यतः होता है, उत्तर पूर्व में हो रहा है या झारखंड में हो रहा है, कि उनकी नेटिव संस्कृति को खराब बोलो और फिर उनको कन्वर्ट कर दो। वैसा ही कुछ दिख रहा है। तो इससे पता चलता है कि इनकी जो मॉडस ऑपरेंडाई है, जो इनका काम करने की प्रक्रिया है, वो हमारे साथ भी वैसी ही है जैसे पहले थी। और दुर्भाग्य ये है, मैं कहता हूँ, कि हम भारत में अपनी संस्कृति को परिवर्तित होते हुए देख रहे हैं, कि वो पाश्चात्यकरण हो रहा है, हम में वो हीन भावना है कि हमको अमेरिकी बनना चाहिए। तो मुझे थोड़ी चिंता होती है। पर दूसरा पक्ष ये भी है कि हम लोगों का एक चिंतन आरंभ हुआ है, दोबारा से एक मंथन आरंभ हुआ है, जहाँ हम अपनी संस्कृति को दोबारा से पुनर्जागृत करने के लिए एक प्रकार से प्रयासरत है। और ये भी अच्छा है। पर वही है कि अभी मिक्स्ड फीलिंग्स आ रही है, कि थोड़ा संघर्ष चल रहा है।
हाँ, इस पे कुछ बोलना है ऋषि आपको?
ज्यादा नहीं बोलना. I guess Abhay, what Abhay said was also written by the author, right? In the same text which you read today, like the idea that they were savages and they were Christianized by denigration, well, by humiliating them every time. So he that point of his was reminding me of that portion of the passage actually. So great, Abhay.
Yeah, Boishali the wants your head, so be careful next time.
Whose head?
Abhay's head. Okay, so be careful next time. Keep your head well protected.
Acha, Bhupenda, since you
Philippines.
went to Philippines, I wanted to ask you. So, have you seen their famous martial art, some Kali or something, the knife
No,
fighting martial art?
no, actually, I was like stuck on Luzon, Manila. Okay, went to few
Uh-huh.
places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we are going to not too big because office was there, so like we didn't get a lot of
Okay.
time to actually be there. And
Okay.
transport is really bad. You like the one worst thing about Philippines is the transport system. It is worse
Oh.
than Kolkata. You can imagine.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
Okay.
I asked you that because I think these martial arts also come with dance forms, right? So many of the martial arts of Southeast Asia, like even Pencak Silat of Indonesia, so it has all of the elements of the Hindu dance forms. Like it is totally derived from those Hindu dance forms and made into a martial art. So what I was thinking, like even our Hindu elements of like just like elements of Ramayana, like Hanumanji's. I have heard at least that Hanumanji's some of the moves in Muay Thai are named after Hanumanji, right? Hanumanji gives ring to Sita Ma. That's like a move. So I was thinking maybe even elements of Sri Ram and all dharmic culture may be also infused in the martial arts as well. But I guess that research hasn't happened as much.
Yeah, I think more research is required. I think more funding is required to actually do this. So I think yes. So we will. Okay. Anything else before we say goodbye?
Nothing much, Dada.
So
You can maybe say something. Okay, Abhay.
বৈশালী दीदी আমাকে मतलब वैशाली दीदी मुझे नहीं छोड़ने वाली है आज। तो मुझे बच के रहना पड़ेगा। पर
बिल्कुल
हाँ,
बिल्कुल।
कम्युनिज्म को दखल करना है, वही करेंगे। कम्युनिज्म दखल करेंगे और जो झूठे कम्युनिस्ट है, जो अपने आप को कम्युनिस्ट बोलते हैं, उनको उनके साथ हम माँ काली के सामने जो करना है वो करेंगे.
Bilkul.
Totally.
So next, so coming Friday, we are doing the Bengali stream for the same book. So same time, 9 p.m. IST. Friday, we will be reading the Bengali version of the book. So in that book, uh, we will be covering actually Lao. Okay, so we'll be covering Lao. Lao is a very unknown in terms of because a lot of people know about Vietnam and Myanmar, Cambodia, but Lao is a very unknown country to even to Indians. So we will be covering the Lao part. Okay, and if time permitting, we will also try the Vietnam part. Okay, so Vietnam and Lao both we will be covering on Friday. Yeah, Abhay.
So, how many countries have they covered in this book?
Okay,
How
so
many
they
countries?
have they have
Approximately.
covered. Yeah, no, it is this is a specific number, not an approximation. So okay, so they have covered Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, Vietnam. So eight countries
Okay.
as
Yeah,
of.
interesting.
Hmm.
Uh,
So if you see the book,
because
you will see the names are there.
we more or less know about Indonesia and all, but other countries
Yeah,
are
yeah.
quite interesting too.
Exactly. So that's why the Philippines, anyway, Philippines has lost a lot of its heritage. So that's why I wanted to actually do the Philippines first, because people would have some idea because they don't know a lot. So same way, Laos is a very unknown country. So not a people, not a lot of Indians go to Laos of the language problem. So Laos is a one more country, and then we also have actually Vietnam. Okay. So Vietnam is still known, but not known for its cultural heritage. Vietnam is known for other things. So we'll try to read about the Lao, how Ramayana has influenced the Laotian culture, its society, people, its music, okay, its art, and also we'll also try to do Vietnam if time permitting.
Yeah, when it comes to Vietnam, have been hearing a lot about shivlings being unearthed and all of that. So, uh,
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you can actually like for Malaysia and Indonesia, correct, we already know what has happened. But Vietnam is a very new thing, so there might be a thousand things which are there, but we don't know about it as of now.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
we have heard of one Shiva
There
Mandir.
is a.
They
Sir,
hmm.
sorry,
Yeah,
you
go ahead, go ahead.
please continue.
No, I am
Uh,
done. So I am saying that okay, it's a it's an unknown quantity in terms of the cultural connections between Vietnam and Bharat. So that is a new thing which has been discovered right now. So there are a lot of things which will be discovered in coming future, coming times.
yeah, yeah, that is exactly what I was saying. That shivlings have been unearthed in Vietnam. So,
Hmm.
it, I think it was a Shubh Sanket in a way that our uh, that we would be able to discover our deeper relations which go back in time uh, approximately by approximately 2000 years if not more. So yeah, it will be interesting to discover other countries more than Indonesia and Malaysia, because it is a well known commodity in Indonesia and Malaysia. To certain extent we know about it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And before we say goodbye to everybody, we would like to know your response to our the background that we have created, the backend that you see, Jai Shri Ram been mentioned. So we have created this background only for this month because this is a holy month for us. On 21st of January, we will have the first anniversary of Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha Divas. So to commemorate this month, we are going to read Ramayana and Ramayana related books in English, in Bengali, probably in Kannada and Tamil as well, and also in Hindi. So do consider to join our session again. So and also uh, subscribe to our channel so that we can have more guests coming in. So we'll have authors who have wrote books on Ramayana come and talk to us and give their own uh, comments, own opinion on how it's shaping up. So it's going to be a very exciting month for the month of January, where we will be reading a lot of, apart from our basic reading that we do on history and other. This is a special segment we have created specially for Ramayana and to celebrate the Pran 1 year of Pran of Ram Janmabhoomi. So thank you, Abhay. Thank you, Rishi, for joining, and thank you everyone on the chat for your comments, for staying with us. Thank you, Boshali ji. Yeah, Abhay.
Thank you, Dada.
Thank you, Rishi. So we'll say,
Thanks, Dada.
yeah, thank you. So we'll say goodbye. So Jai Shri Ram, Vande Mataram. We'll see you again on Friday on our Bengali stream. Thank you.
Yes, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri